Hello and welcome to a very special edition of Talkin' Tunes. I am your host, Frank Walsh. Thanks for tuning in today. Now, ladies and gentlemen, you are going to be in for a treat because I am sitting here with a musician who is going to blow your socks out. She is extremely well known on the local and national blues scene. She has won many local contests. She's competed in national competitions. She has just released a CD that's going to be coming out on the VizTone label that you can pick up and that we are going to talk about lately. And for those of you who may be commuting into Boston on a daily or a semi-daily basis, you may have seen this young lady fiddling away at Park Street Station. She is rocking the rails, and she has become pretty much a national sensation. Stories have been written about her, and it has taken on its own life. So rather than me talk about her, let me introduce you to the one and only Ilana Katz Katz.
Thank
Ilana,
you. Thank you for having me and for that beautiful introduction. I'm doing great.
I was going to say something like I could introduce you, but by the time I finished with all of the credits and everything that you've done, would have no show.
Oh, well.
So I would rather have you kind of talk about the achievements and your accomplishments than me tell them about it. But first of all, thank you so much for coming on. It took a little bit of time. You know, we ran into some weather hiccups and some scheduling conflicts because you are one busy lady.
Yes, I am. Well, thank you for having me. I really
It is a pleasure. Thank you. So why don't you take a couple of seconds and let the folks that know them a little bit about Ilana Katz Katz.
Well, I wasn't really setting out to be a musician. I have a background in writing. I've written a bunch of novels, and I have one of those up. And I'm working on the screenplay that got optioned for that novel.
We're going to let everybody know about that in a little while.
And I'm also a painter. I've been painting my boots lately. I've got my boots painted, but they're up on my website. And then I've just been playing music in the subway for 10 years. And
now you are a singer and a violinist.
I'm a singer. I play Appalachian music, but my heart is in the blues, and I love the blues. And
that's where we met, at a blues show.
Yes.
And I was fortunate enough that you actually won that competition.
Yes, the Boston Blues Challenge.
Boston Blues,
yes.
yes.
Very exciting for me, yeah.
Now, how did you start playing music, and particularly what made you pick up the violin, versus any other instrument?
Well, I played the violin because we had one at home. And I always loved the instrument. I was in the orchestra. I did not like the orchestra, I have to say. I always wanted to play the notes off the page, and I heard John Lee Hooker when I was 15 and always wanted to play the blues. And it took some time, and just over time, I just played Appalachian music, and then I finally started playing the blues, and I'm just so happy.
And in addition to that, you also write. Have you always written your songs when you started playing, or did you first learn to, emulate others before you took on your own style?
I never thought I would write my own songs. I enjoyed writing novels, and I enjoyed interpreting other people's songs. And only recently did I start writing my own songs, and I'm starting to get covered by other musicians who are recording them. And I'm just having a great time, but I didn't expect to do any of this, frankly. Just over time, it just kind of unfolded, you know. I was really happy playing in the subway. And then I met Ronnie Earl, and he said, that I should be playing out of the subway. And so he helped me a great deal and was on my first record. And then I've just been playing all over the place and having a great time.
Now you have an anniversary coming up, right? 10 years playing down there in the subway.
Yes, this is my 10th anniversary playing in the subway once a week when I am in town. I'm not always in town. And all year round, as long as it's above 32 degrees outside, I am down there if my schedule permits, and I love it.
Now, as far as, playing in the subway, you certainly have elevated beyond the subway. And you play in many, many other different venues. How much of a difference is there in your performing or in your shows playing down in the subway to a very transient audience versus sitting there where people are fixed on you? How much of a difference is there?
It's very different. I like the anonymity of the subway. I like that people aren't expecting to see me, and there's a lot of kind of strange things that happen in the subway, but there are a lot of great rewards of interacting with people who are having a hard time or whatever. It's a very, very different experience, but it's also a great place for me to practice new music.
Give me an example of an interesting story that you think is interesting that might have happened to you in the subway, other than you ran into Ronnie Earl, let's say. But give me an interesting.
Well,
little
I haven't
tale.
run into him in the subway. I met him somewhere else at Club Passim, actually. But I have met people, coming home from the hospital on the train, visiting somebody who's sick, and my music reminds them of their childhood in the South. I've met homeless people and spoken with them, and they've told me that my music has inspired them. I've just met all kinds of people. I don't know. It's I've stopped somebody from jumping into the third rail pit before.
Kudos to you.
Yeah, it's never boring.
It's never boring,
Yes.
I'm sure. I mean, I have read about people who I know on Facebook and Instagram, social media, who would comment on, going there and actually sitting there for a while and making people late for work.
I have a note from
Or miss
somebody.
trains.
I have a note from somebody that I keep from probably 5 or 6 years ago who wrote, "I'm a student and I don't have any money, but every week I look forward to seeing you and I'm giving you this note, so thank you so much."
Oh, how cool is
and
that?
so I keep that, and if I'm having, because we all have bad days,
Sure.
I pull it out,
Cool. Now, as far as your music, I've seen you play a variety of different music. I know you're trying to hang your hat on the blues, but over time, what kind of inspirations or what kind of other folks or musical inspirations kind of led you down the path that you are to branch out? Because your music is a little bit different.
Yeah.
It's not really, I would say, pure blues, if
Right.
you would.
Right.
It's certainly bluesy, but how did you evolve into the style that you've created now?
Well, I learned to play the Appalachian music
Right.
in the late 80s, and so that music is infused in what I do. And then some of my influences are a bluesy fiddle player named Tommy Jarrell,
Okay.
and John Lee Hooker, even though I don't play like him.
Right.
But I listen to all kinds of modern blues. Bobby Radcliffe is one of my favorites, and there are so many. Gatemouth Brown.
Gatemouth Brown.
And so I just listen to a lot of music, and then somehow it mixes in my head, and you can only play how you play. I'm getting ready to go down to Clarksdale, Mississippi, and I love the old music of R.L. Boyce. He plays in the old style.
Yep.
And so that's kind of, I guess, called the hill country blues, but I think of it almost as the trans blues. So all these things mix in my head, and I just hear them in a certain way, and that's how I play it.
And you're going to Memphis too. You play
Going to
all
Memphis.
different stuff. You're going
Yeah.
with our good friend Holly Harris, huh?
Holly and I are going down. Yeah, I'm gonna play a little bit with Barbara Blues. Invited me to play on I think Sunday or Monday, and
Nice.
yeah.
Nice. Now talk about the new CD. I know you're working with
Well,
Rosie,
it
our
came
friend
out
Rosie
a
of
couple months
VizTone.
ago. Yeah, I'm so excited to be on VizTone. Rosie has been great, and Bob Margolin.
Yeah.
They share the label, and they have been so supportive of me. I played with them both in January in Memphis, and they really liked the record. It was produced by Barry Levinson in Los Angeles, who we co-wrote a lot of songs, and I'm really excited about it. It's a whole new kind of sound. I sang a lot more. I've only been singing a few years, but I've really been working on my singing and songwriting, and I'm grateful that it's been so well received and getting me on festivals and things. So yeah.
And you've got some heavyweight performers on there with you. I see that you have Anthony Gerasi, who has guested on a show, and he's going to be releasing his own CD coming up soon.
Yeah.
So you've got some heavyweights on your CD.
All my CDs have some heavyweights,
Yeah.
some from more of the roots music world. But yeah, I mean, Anthony was great, and Sugar Ray is on this
Ray
one.
Norcia, yeah.
And as I said, Ronnie Earl was on my first record, and Bobby Radcliffe is on my second record, and then a roots musician named Cedric Watson, who's been nominated for a number of Grammys and who is amazing. So I've been very fortunate to play with so many great people.
Now, when you're out there playing, you know, a couple of times I've seen you, you were playing solo. How easy or difficult is a transition going from playing as, you know, the one-woman show to integrating yourself into a band and playing with the Gerasi's and the Norshas and some of these other people, or getting called up there to play with them? How easy or difficult is that for you to make that transition?
That's a great question. And
I stayed up all night thinking of that. All night I stayed up.
As I tell people, and as I'll tell you, I love everything I get to do. I love playing in the subway. I love playing solo. I'll be playing a little later some of the songs that are on my record with a full band, but I change them to play them solo. But I love being a side musician as well. I'm in Racky Thomas's Traveling Medicine Show Revival Band. I'm the official medicine woman. And actually, when I play in the subway, I go visit Racky afterwards because he manages a Starbucks and he gives me coffee. And so I see him almost every week. So I love all of it. And so they're all different experiences. I love doing solo work, and I love being a side musician and a support musician as well.
Now, what about some of the, you know, current violinists out there? I know, I mean, I grew up with, you know, Jean-Luc Ponty, or, you know, Deborah Henson Conant. And, you know, the crazy woman, she used to drive her motorcycle out on the stage, you know. Is it Deborah Henson Conant or Deborah?
No, she's the harpist, I think.
Yeah,
Deborah.
there's another violinist who, Deborah Henson's the harpist, right? But who's the other? Regina Carter.
Oh, Regina, yes,
you know,
I love.
Regina Carter, and I grew up with, you know, Regina Carter, and you know, I've had a great violinist, a young gal from Berkeley by the name of Kelly Zurcher. I don't know if you know Kelly.
I don't know
she
her.
plays with the Womps.
Okay.
But do you stay up to date with some of the current people, or are you a part of that inner violinist circle, if you would, around Boston or Massachusetts or what have you?
I know a lot of people, and I'm continually meeting people. I would say Ann Harris on the international. She's a very good friend of mine and a big supporter of mine, and I'm so inspired by her. I love meeting and getting to know the other, you know, violinists locally, like Joe Kessler, somebody mentioned, and of all different styles. And it's really, I just met a heavy metal violinist from New York. I can't remember her name right now. Susan, I don't remember her last name, Aquinas or something like that. And it's just really, she plays very different from me, but we all appreciate one another, and it's just, I love that.
Because I remember kind of coming into the forefront, other than, you know, Jean-Luc from many years ago, but, you know, with Riverdance and Eileen Ivers. When Eileen Ivers broke out of Riverdance, and, you know, that kind of opened up that genre, and I think exposed people to a lot more of the violin, and realized, you know, how much that it can integrate into so many different styles of music.
So true.
You know?
Yeah.
But, so if I went out into your car and pulled out a CD, who might be in there listening?
There's always Paul Osher, there's Adele. I mean, I have a little bit of everything. There's a lot of Blue, Diane Blue, who's my dear friend.
Love Diane.
And there are a lot of different musicians, local and you know, internationally now.
Cool. Now, what kind of aspirations do you have? I mean, you know, your star has been rising very quickly and very meteorically. What kind of aspirations do you have? Where do you want to take your music, and what kind of future goals do you have, and where do you see yourself being as you evolve in your music?
Well, it's another great question. I always see myself playing in the subway.
Okay.
I always, you know, I'm there a little less than I used to be, but I would like to get on to some of the bigger festivals. Maybe you'll elevate from the regular subway to the, you know, the speed line or something. You know, maybe you'll get on the Amtrak. I've played at the. How do you get to the Amtrak? Practice, practice, practice. Yeah, right. I've played the Laconia festival, Laconia motorcycle thing.
Yeah.
With my friend Dave Fields. I would like to get on some of the bigger international festivals. I'd like to get over to Europe, but I am really excited. To be playing. I played in Bradenton Festival. I'm playing solo at the North Atlantic Blues Festival. I would like to play more festivals. solo and with my own band. So that's what I'm working towards.
Well, you're going to have an opportunity to play right now because
right.
I'm sure the people are saying, stop talking and start playing. So, ladies and gentlemen, I want you to sit back and enjoy the singing and playing of Miss Ilana Katz Katz.
Thank you.
This first song I'm going to play is a new one. It's called Downtown with the Devil. The devil, she said, drink this honey wine. One tiny sip, I lost all track of time. She whispered in my ear, I see inside your mind. I'll wipe away your sins, just sign this dotted line. I'm with the devil. Sitting right here next to me, I'm with the devil. I know she's right on Beale Street. I stared at that paper. She handed me that pen. She said, you know you want to just sign and then you're in. She put her hand on mine, forced my pen to the paper. You know I felt a devil darkness. I saw the angels floating feather. I'm with the devil. She's sitting right here next to me. I'm with the devil. You know she's right on Beale Street.
Some peace of mind, working the rest.
line. I play music for the people, they dance and sing along. I play music for the people, they dance and sing my song. When I step outside the subway, Lord, you know the hard times come on strong. Play every Friday in the bitter winter cold. Play every Friday just to free my soul. The blues is my companion. Lord knows life takes its toll. My mind is like a prison. I ask God for my parole. My mind is like a prison. The angels heard my prayers of woe. Every time I leave the subway, Lord knows those old blues grow. My mind is like a prison. I'm doing hard, hard times. My mind is like a prison. I'm doing hard, hard times. You know, I find myself some peace of mind working the red subway line. All right, I'm gonna pick it up with a little old-time fiddle tune, because I love the blues, but we gotta pick it up a little bit. All right, here we go.
Thank you.
Amazing.
Thank you. I
Amazing.
appreciate that.
Amazing.
Thanks.
Now, are these selections that coming off of your new CD?
These are some things from my new CD, and then a couple of them are from the other CDs I've had, and one of them was a brand new one that I'll put on my next CD whenever I get that out. So
we just happen to have a couple of them right over here. So why don't you tell the folks at home how they can get these? I mean, your latest one is called Subway Stories, which is the one that's getting critical acclaim.
yes,
Where can people get this and your other ones called Moving On and Blues Old Time Fiddle?
Yeah,
Where can people get your CDs?
you can get them on my actually on iTunes and Amazon.com, or Amazon.com is kind of good. CD Baby, on all the usual outlets. But more information and their reviews about them on my website, which is IlanaKatz.com, which I think we're going to post.
IlanaKatz.com.
Yeah.
Now, as far as the 3 different CDs, I have only heard a couple of songs from these. How similar or different are they all? Are they all going in different directions?
I would say they're all roots and blues music. The first one has Ronnie Earl in it, and was recorded in my house. The first 2 are kind of more rootsy, and the new one, Subway Stories, is a little more produced with Barry Levinson. We did that in a studio. So, but you can, check them all out on.
We will. And also your book, and they can get a hold
novel.
of your book too.
Yes,
your
that's
novel
on
is
Amazon.
called The Underground. You can get that through Amazon?
Yes, you can get it on your Kindle as well. And that's also got a bunch of reviews and has been pretty popular, so I'm excited.
We could probably spend another half hour talking just about your book and part of your many, many talents. But I always tell people one of the enemies of the show is the clock. So, first of all, I want to certainly thank you for coming on. And secondly, are there any shout-outs or want to talk about any gigs that you may have coming up? Or,
well, thank you for having me.
People can certainly get you on Facebook, right?
Yeah, I would say check out my, keep up with my, you could like my Facebook page. But if you go to my website, you'll be able to see my calendar, which I'm updating all the time. I have a lot of things coming up. I'm getting ready to go to Memphis and Mississippi now, but there are a lot of great shows in the area. I'm going to be playing with Billy Price, Johnny Rawls out at Theodore's when I get back. So I'd say go to my website.
Chan's. We'll get you into John Chan's.
Yeah. I'll be playing with Billy Price there. Yeah.
Cool.
So
cool. Well, Ilana, it has been a pleasure.
Thank you for having me.
And I hope that you would come back and talk some more, because you are such a fascinating person. And
thank you.
Ladies and gentlemen, as I always say, go out and support your local musicians. You're going to get to meet great people like Ilana. And I wish we had more time, because you would realize just how much of a sweet and nice person she is, in addition to being talented.
Thank you.
Thanks again for coming on. I want to thank everybody here at SMAC. I want to give a special shout out to Michael Hammond, who is directing today in Roxanne Morse's absence, and thank everybody here at SMAC for the opportunity to do this show. And as always, go out, support your local musicians, not just Ilana, everybody.
Thank you.
So for everybody here at SMAC, for my guest Ilana Katz Katz, I am Frank Walsh. Thanks for tuning in, and as always, tune in and tune on.
Thank you, everybody at home.